right, chill. We's in the house again, once again, his own family. Make sure y'all get on over to Patreon. Got all the work you ever gonna need. You see what I'm saying? Right over there, we got it. 500 exclusive videos. Check out kingseti.com online marketplace, man. We got some fly fashion, you feel me? T-shirts, hoodies. We got some comedic African clothing. We got the official General SETI DVDs. Check me out. Teachable. Got a lot of dynamic self-help programs that's going to be up there. 25 Steps to the Redemption of Definitive Black Manhood is up there right now. We got that work. Make sure y'all subscribe. Get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it, share it with your family and friends, and most definitely comment. You know, I just had to, we got to talk about some things today. You see, because we see niggas, you know, they reminiscing on nothingness. Reminiscing on nothingness. A lot of Negroes out here, you know, it got a love for the, you know, for Whitey in his heart. You know, they can't see themselves getting up off the white man titty. And so they stay, you know, in proximity. They stay in proximity to the Neanderthal. You see what I'm saying? Everything that they see as a means of advancement, they got to get it from the white man. Bottom line. You see, we got to understand this now. We cannot, you know, skip over these points that I'm making, family. We can't skip over these points. I see a lot of little egghead niggas out there. They gather together. It don't bother me. It don't. You see what I'm saying? Weak. Bunch of, you know, when you see a bunch of weak niggas get together and they try to support each other, you know, almost like Alcoholics Anonymous and shit. You know, a bunch of failed niggas, you know, get together. You know, Alcoholics Anonymous and shit, you know, failed niggas and fail in life. Everybody try to get together and support one another. I understand. You feel me? I understand that, dude, you know, do what you gotta do. You know, do what you gotta do. But, and I say this when I talk about reparations. I say this with all due respect to the toil of our ancestors who died, bled to build this nation, even though they didn't fill out no application. You see, they didn't fill out no application to come to America and build. They were forced to do that. You see what I'm saying? But they did it nonetheless. And so the toil, I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the toils, the blood, sweat, and tears of my ancestors. And that's with all due respect. But our ancestors knew good and goddamn well that, you know, if they could just get their freedom, they would get the fuck away from the white man. They didn't have no, you know, our ancestors had no illusion that they wanted to stay under this goddamn beast. It was generations of niggas that stayed because he had raped them down of, the majority. You had Africans in America that still were, you know, very gifted, very, when it come to creativity, they were dynamic, creating all types of inventions and all that. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, the majority of them was still chained to them plantation fields, sharecropping, and this, you understand? But if they had any opportunity, you see, to get the fuck, they would get the fuck away from the white man. Now today, niggas find every excuse in the world to stay right up under it. You understand what I'm saying? Even if you can't leave America, some of y'all motherfuckers try to get close to them. Because getting closer to them mean maybe you think you in a better neighborhood, you better school system, this, that, and the third. So the closer you get to the Neanderthal, in y'all mind, y'all conceive that, you're in a higher bracket of society. You see what I'm saying? You in a higher bracket of society. And so that's how you niggas think. And so now when I think of, I think about reparations. I believe that everything that our ancestors, like I say, they wasn't offered no wage. They was forced to work for free. You see what I'm saying? And now today, niggas want reparations from a white man that don't even want to give you food stamps. They don't even want to give you food stamps. And I'm saying that not in disrespect. If a motherfucker ain't gonna give you food stamps, if he ain't gonna give you the bare eating, what the fuck make you think they gonna give you reparations? You see what I'm saying? And that's not saying we don't deserve it. How you gonna get it though? Now, if you want to boss up, nigga, and do this shit like some real G's, you boss up on everything else. Yeah, this lie. What you think? This all the way lie. You say it's this lie. It's all the way lie. Young king. That's hell yeah, it's live. You most definitely, you right here. Yeah. That's right. We don't. Anytime you know what? When it's time to beef with your brother and sister, you got all the heat. You got all the heat. When it come to the, when the white man jump on you and it come time to go and get what you need from that, from that cracker, you ain't got no heat. We can't beat them. But you can jump on your brother and sister all day, every goddamn day. You see what I'm saying? So I don't respect that. So the thing is, what I'm saying to us, which a lot of niggas, they want to tiptoe around the issue. It ain't, when it comes to getting all that you deserving of, what is owed to you, ain't no motherfucker giving you shit. You see what I'm saying? Niggas talking about they strategists of war. What motherfucker gonna get a enemy economic uplift to overthrow them? You understand what I'm saying? You got to think on both sides of the motherfucking game, the board. You see what I'm saying? If I was the white man, I wouldn't give niggas shit. If I was the white man, I wouldn't give, when you think of the conditions, why would you give your enemy? You understand what I'm saying? Economic abundance where they could overthrow me. So if I was in the white, that's how I concede this. Why he's not gonna do it. You see what I'm saying? That's why they trying to take from China right now. For the same reason. They didn't think that, when they started, outsourcing manufacturing to China, they didn't see China being able to literally build a military comparable to the United States. You see what I'm saying? And they fucking lust for economic control over the world. You see what I'm saying? They financed their biggest enemy to have a greater goddamn just as big a military, just a vast military is their own damn military. And so now they trying to do everything they can to reverse that. They trying to do every fucking thing they can to reverse it. It very well might be too late. You see, I don't give a goddamn one way or another. So what I see is, number one, but it still fall back on black people right here in America that you ain't been practicing no philosophy worth a shit at all. Because there's no excuse for black people that have been over here for the last 200-300 motherfucking years in the American matrix, and have not got no further in infrastructure than where they at today, where they still begging. You see? And now niggas want to look to everybody other than their goddamn self, you know, and blame them. You see? Want to blame everybody, but ain't been practicing shit. Ain't had no philosophy or no nationalistic philosophy that they follow behind, nothing. And now today they want to, you know, all of a sudden you want to get it, a movement at the last minute. You want to blame everybody but your motherfucking self. That's really what it boiled down to. You see, in the conditions that we in today, you got to repair yourself at this point in time. Nigga, if you got a wound, nigga, you better patch that motherfucker up. You better bandage that motherfucker up and keep it. You got to repair yourself. You got to repair yourself. And again, a lot of people are fabricating, you know, they need to do that in order for them to look like they really saying something. You know, you niggas is out there is old and dusty. And you know, you old and dusty, need to retire, need to go on off into the old folks' home and go on and wither away. You see, it's a new day and age, and people are not confined or restrained to concepts of old. You see, forcing people to believe what a concept is. You see, and what a concept ain't. You can't let these motherfuckers don't know nothing about Pan-Africanism. They don't know nothing about it whatsoever. You understand what I'm saying? Just like any concept, when it first come into creation, nigga, you know, you working on it. You see what I'm saying? It's always developing. You see, it's always developing. And a lot of people, you know, and you listening to these people out here telling you that Pan-Africanism is about going to Africa. Yes, it is about going in spirit and in intellectual knowledge and shit, going back to Africa. But it's also it is about what you done, where you're at. But nevertheless, we understand. I understand. The most ancient of our our accomplishments have been in the motherland. I know that for a fact. I'm not gonna hesitate to say that. You feel me? I mean, the proof is there. It don't need to be proven. The proof is there. Okay? And so, you know, so we are an ancient people. We can't act like we are two-page people that we just gonna start. Yeah, we understand it's all about the total existence. We're not leaving nothing out. But we are not the ones that's leaving out our accomplishments today. It's people out here want to cut the book totally in half, less than half. You see what I'm saying? Leave out the rest of the book and start us on page 435. You see what I'm saying? You want to start us on page, you no different than the Bible. You understand? Creating fabricated histories. You understand what I'm saying? To explain our existence and wash away the greatness, you know, of our people. Because a lot of people that's trying to clean it up didn't have no stake in that history. You see, they didn't have no stake in that history. So now they want to cut off our ancient sources of accomplishment. You know, I don't respect no nigga. You know, and like I say, I don't want to diss. I'm not gonna diss. Because when we talk about Rastafarianism, you see a ball of confusion. I can say, and I had to say that, a ball of confusion. You know, not only is you in the Bible, now you want to fabricate some goddamn Solomon and Makeda, Haile Selassie, and from Solomon. Nigga, you in a ball of confusion. Ain't no motherfucker that Pan-Africanism is a more solid philosophy than goddamn Rastafarianism. Some niggas with, with dreadlocks rolling around on the beach looking for white women. You see what I'm saying? You a whore. I ain't never seen, a lot of you niggas is whores. And I'm going to just say that for what it is. Nigga, you out on the beach whoring, nigga. For goddamn white women and shit to come to goddamn Jamaica and shit and this. That's what y'all nigga talking about. One love and all this shit. Nigga, you talking about a failed motherfucking philosophy. You see, y'all niggas just want to smoke weed and be whores. Beach whores. Nigga, what the fuck is you talking about? Talking about Haile Selassie and shit and was a goddamn lineage of Makeda and Solomon. You might as well goddamn believe in Dr. Zeus and goddamn green eggs and ham and shit. The fuck is you talking about? And you got enough nerve to talk about failed philosophies and shit. Reparations is a failed philosophy. It is. Motherfucker talking about a dream. You gonna have I ain't saying it ain't do us, but more than likely you gonna have to take that out of his ass. You ain't gonna ask that white man to fund your overthrow of him. That don't even make no sense. Once you look at both sides of the goddamn board, you know that's illogical. Whether it's right or wrong is not the question. Whether it's right is not the question. We know it's right. But if they already did us the way they did us, why would the fuck they treat us any different now today? Come on now. All of a sudden he gonna be right. See, that's how you don't understand the nature of a thing. And you in a disillusion that somehow that's not his nature. That's his nature not to do right by us. That's his nature. So if you thinking somehow you locked in a goddamn the Sisyphus effect where you rolling the ball up the hill thinking you gonna get it to the bitch roll all the way. But see, you don't understand. It's your whole life it take you to roll that bitch damn near to the top, then it roll off. So that's your wasted life. You see what I'm saying? That's your wasted life. What we have to understand about Pan-Africanism is that today's the updated revision of the philosophy is that everybody is to stay where they at. That's see, these niggas thinking, y'all weak. Y'all weak. It's the greatest concept right now that we practice black philosophy, black nationalism. Wherever we at, stay right where you at. Because we all across the fucking planet. We is deep in every continent, in every planet. If we stay where we at and we practice black nationalism, right where we at, we in control of the globe. Period. There's no other concept greater than that. It does not require us. It does not require us, you see, to sacrifice any sovereignty anywhere for anybody. You see what I'm saying? And what we do is we link and support each other as African communities, wherever we at on the planet. We support each other in our fight for independence, liberation, wherever we at, and we link arms that way. It does not require you see what I'm saying, to sacrifice your sovereignty. You see, or any fight for reparations, if that's what you want to fight for. You see, I'm not wasting my time, even though I know our people, if we get it, we get it. I believe we're going to have to repair ourselves. We did it the first time. That's why they take your history from you. You see what I'm saying? Because we did it the first time without anybody. We built civilizations all over the planet without anybody giving a shit. So what is stopping us from doing it again? So even if it don't mean shit, because we can get more from our own ingenuity than he could ever give us. What the fuck is you gonna give us? You gonna give us some, and we, like I said, I'm not negating we deserve it. But if he hang it over our head, you understand what I'm saying? Only to say, for people to think they gonna get it, and he know he never gonna give it to us, then that's a trap. That's a prison. You see what I'm saying? That keeps us from really just focusing in on repairing ourselves, saying fuck him, repair ourselves, and go for broke. You see what I'm saying? And like I say, that's why I was talking to FBA in the way like, nigga, you ain't got to give up your sovereignty. You understand? You don't want to, we got our own identity over here. I understand that. And that does not require you to, Pan-Africanism does not require you to sacrifice your movement over here. Because nobody gonna sacrifice. You think that, just like the Australians over there, you think they're gonna sacrifice Australia? They're gonna keep that. That's theirs. They're gonna keep that. But that don't mean we can't build as black communities all around the world in defense and support of one another, that if shit go down, we don't rise up and at least speak for our brothers and sisters, wherever they at on the goddamn planet. That's what Pan-Africanism mean. These niggas is creating a straw man argument that don't mean a motherfucking thing. You see? They creating a straw man argument. Do you understand what I'm saying? To keep people confused about what it is. That's why I was saying, it don't require, you got motherfuckers in Africa. They on the continent, and it's all type of movements on the continent, different groups. They not giving up their identity, and we shouldn't give up our identity, but Pan-Africanism does not require people to give up their identity. It don't require them to give up their identity. What it does say is, look, we all, like Malcolm X said, the same dog that bit you bit me. You see what I'm saying? It's the same dog that bit you bit me. You see what I'm saying? Let us unify. You see what I'm saying? So we can pose a united front against these Europeans and Asians that have been attacking us for hundreds of years, depleting our resources. You understand what I'm saying? Attacking us physically. You see, this is what we talking about. We have to be a global people. You can't be no little nigga stuck in no corner. This is why we say you don't got to go nowhere. We are talking about black communities, whether y'all want to say indigenous communities, all over, uniting so that we can support each other to keep the land wherever we at. But we know if we frictionalize and we fractionalize, that's how they've been successful in containing us, because they can easily contain a fractionalized and a frictionalized people that can't get their shit together. You see what I'm saying? They don't attack us. They all come together to attack us. You see what I'm saying? They all come together to attack us. The Europeans, they understand this concept. I went over that concept. You see, the white Australians, they stay in Australia. They don't go to Europe. You got the New Zealand motherfucker, they stay over where they at. You got them whites in Israel, the Israelis. You got whites in Canada. You got whites in the United States. They all support one another. They don't have to go back to Europe, but they understand if they stay where they at, that they can maintain a global empire where they can control peoples all over the world. You see what I'm saying? They got the Canadians, the United States over. They support one another. They support white rule over those lands. Australia, they support Australia, white rule over black Australians and New Zealand. They support that. You see? So understanding that that's European, that's pan-European nationalism. That's what it is. It's pan-European nationalism. You do not have to go to Europe to practice pan, and it's better that you control so that our hand reach all across the globe. You're a simple-minded nigga. Y'all simple-minded. It does not require you to go back to Africa, but Africa being the motherland from where our people came from, and I know that's the truth. You cannot show where there's a more ancient structure of civilization on the planet. You cannot do it. You cannot do it without making shit up, without creating books out of nowhere, without creating mythologies out of nowhere. In Africa, you can go, there it is. Whether you don't, whether you got the interpretation of, straight from the mouth of the people or not, it's there. The pyramid, the temples is all over. And it ain't just one pyramid. Nigga, it's thousands of motherfuckers to prove it. And if you got an equal source of civilization, all you had to do is just show it. You ain't got to interpret it. You just show it to me so that I can see it, which you cannot do. So that is the most ancient of where our people came from. You see what I'm saying? It is the most ancient of where our people came from. And so we're not taken away from what our people did in these days and time. We just got the whole book. And we're going to start in a chronological sequence that lead us chronologically in a sequence, the natural sequence, as things happen, so we can see the whole picture and not half the picture where you niggas cut out the most ancient and trap us in a cycle that we can't get out of because we don't understand where the fuck we came from. And that's what y'all trying to do. Trap us in a cycle. Try to keep us in division with other black communities around the globe so that we cannot have the global base in which our ancient brothers and sisters had. They had a global African supremacy. You see that the African Kushites of India worked with the Kushites of Africa. That the Kushites of America, the Olmec, worked with. They had to. This is it's no longer up for debate that the ancient, what we call the Olmecs, was heavily influenced by the Nile Valley. And the only way you're going to have that much influence, either you came from the Nile Valley or you sat in the schools and universities of the Nile Valley and was trained and went to America. There's no other fucking way you can explain it. So I'm sick of this shit. And it wasn't no thousands. Yes, it was thousands of years ago that they came, but just as recent. You see what I'm saying? Into the AD period, that this still was going on. This was still going on. You see what I'm saying? It's been a continuous relationship between ancient Africans in Africa and the Americas have had a relationship for thousands of years, along with the relationship with Africans in Asia and into the South Pacific. They had a global African empire all across the southern hemisphere into the northern hemisphere for tens of thousands of years before any of you niggas ever came along, crackers or whatever you call, anybody you can name. They had already, and the Europeans that came later on documented this. What the fuck is y'all talking about? So if our ancestors laid, and they call this shit Atlantis. It was so advanced and it was so pristine that they called this shit Atlantis. They started making up all these, mythological names for this great age of global Kushite empire on the planet that they call Atlantis. Some call it Lemuria and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? So if that was the greatest era of human existence and with our people ruling all over the planet, then we should use that as a blueprint. You see what I'm saying? To uplift our people into the greatest heights of the new age. What the fuck you gonna use? You gonna cut off all connection to people all around the world, and these people trying to run a number on us on a global scale. That's what's wrong with you niggas. You think like corner store niggas. You think like corner store niggas. You don't have a global reach. You see what I'm saying? You're making up straw man arguments to fool the people that they can't be FBA and Pan-African. You see what I'm saying? You could be both. And it does not require you to relinquish any rights that you got over here. That's the fuckery that they trying to teach you because they know I'm on their ass. That's really what it is. And they saying, they don't know what Pan-African and nigga, any concept is going to develop. It ain't going to, and you ain't forced. See, they want to force to say, this is what they believe in order. Yeah, we understand. We understand it's a greater philosophy. Yeah, we still in the Pan-African, but we know we got a greater understanding of the philosophy today to where we could rule the planet in support of one another. So we're not talking, we want all our brothers and sisters out there listening, wherever you at on the planet, we want you to practice black nationalism wherever you at. That's what that means. Control the economy of your community 100%. General said he called it TAC, T-A-C, total African control. You see what I'm saying? We talking about gas. We talking about global African supremacy. Now, I love and respect Pan-Africanism. I say gas. I speak the BPC. We talk about gas, global African supremacy. I got to be supreme. And though I understand Pan-African nationalism, see, I got to hear that supremacy in there because we got to be supreme. We can't just be practicing nationalism because we got a beast on this motherfucker that want to take us out. So we got to be supreme and shit. How do you establish a global African supremacy? Total African control. Total African control of what? Economics, land. Malcolm X taught us that land is the basis. What is y'all talking about? You think the white man gonna give you some land? You think he gonna give you some? You think Donald Trump gonna give you niggas some land? He gonna give you some land? And he taking all the land right now? Huh? You think he gonna give you some land, nigga? Huh? How you think you gonna get some land? Land is the basis of independence. You don't want to be free. You want to be American. You see what I'm saying? I hear a lot of people talking about they FBA, but they can't tell you nothing about their lineage before the A. You know, you foundational black. But what about what was you before America? You are ancient people. I don't hear you, nigga. Y'all is confined to the period in which you was enslaved. You are defined by the period in which you was enslaved. You don't go before the America. What is before the America? What language was you speaking? You see, what was your culture? What was your holidays before America? You see what I'm saying? What was your spirituality before America? You see what I'm saying? Let's talk about that. I'm very interested in that. See, that'll take you out of the matrix of America and begging this man. And if you was here before he was here, why would you expect him to give you shit? If something was mine and I knew it was mine and I caught you in possession of my shit, I can guarantee you I'm not gonna ask you for shit. I'm gonna damn near snatch your motherfucking arm off, nigga, and take my shit. I'm not gonna say, can I get my possession? Nigga, I'm gonna snatch your goddamn arm off to get what belong to me. You see what I'm saying? And so you niggas over here begging somebody to put you in a better goddamn position so you can overthrow them. That's not wise. That's ridiculous. You see, you supposed to repair yourself. The black people in America have long been in the possession to turn and at the end of the day, if you practice black nationalism and you uplift black communities all over America, and he want to still come down and goddamn try to destroy what we establishing, then you know you ain't got no other choice but to go to war with the man or stay a motherfucking slave. That's on you. The choice is yours. You see what I'm saying? You either gonna goddamn, and so you can take that route. You can establish you got black cities, you practice black nationalism, you run these Arabs up out of here. I don't hear motherfuckers talking about that who have more of a control over our communities economically than we do. You see what I'm saying? You got niggas that's Muslims. They gonna ride with the Arab before they ride with black people. They say Muslims is their brother. So when you talk about the control that the Arab got over niggas, you got niggas mentally in bondage because they Muslims and they see the Arab and Muslims as they brothers before they own. That's what I'm talking about. What lineage? What motherfucking lineage? You got some niggas over here that actually got a lineage they could trace back further than a whole lot of people, but they Muslim. They gonna ride with the Muslim against their own lineage. What the fuck is you saying? Your house is in demise. Your house has got a whole lot of snakes. You understand? In the lineage. Direct lineage. So what the fuck is you keep looking at the next motherfucker for? You got most of these niggas that they see white Jesus as their God. They don't see no lineage. You see what I'm saying? When you get to talking about, you know what I'm saying? They are not about to sit out here and regardless to what conscious community organization, whether you say Pan-African and they not right. They riding with white Jesus. That's who they riding with. They riding with white Jesus. So, and they got strong lineage. So the goddamn lineage is divided up. They ain't unified. If some of these niggas get money, they gonna get their money to Abdullah. They gonna get their money to Reverend Pork Chop Dunner. They gonna get their money to whoever the fuck. They ain't about to put it together and say it, because it ain't up to you. If their bloodline was here, then they get money. They do whatever the fuck they want to do with their money. We ain't got, what is our unifying spirituality? What is our unifying philosophy? It got to be black nationalism. And nigga, you talking about black nationalism, nigga, Malcolm X is the father of black nationalism, and he was a Garveyite. His mama and daddy were Garveyites, nigga. You don't know what you talking about. You're a Rastafarian. You hate Marcus Garvey because he cut into Haile Selassie, who ran from Africa when the goddamn Italians jumped on Ethiopia. The nigga fled Africa and went to Europe. You see, at the time, you sitting up here talking about you wouldn't leave America. I heard the nigga. I just had to see how weak he was. Talking about if somebody jumped on Black America and he was somewhere else, he would feel bad that he left. Well, goddamn it, you didn't say that when Haile Selassie left Ethiopia. When the damn Italians jumped on Ethiopia, this motherfucker was up in Britain. You see what I'm saying? Eating goddamn lamb dinners and shit in Manchester, some goddamn where. While Ethiopia was being bombed. The fuck out of here, man. Y'all niggas weak. That's why you don't like Dr. Ben. Because Dr. Ben got on goddamn. You got a prejudice against, you understand? Because you got the love of Haile Selassie in your heart, nigga. You confused. Take that Pharaoh off of your name, nigga. Take them onks and them pyramids off of your damn your YouTube page. You see what I'm saying? And get your ass somewhere in the old folks' home, nigga. And goddamn play bingo, nigga. And shuffleboard. Your time out here is over with. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's time for you, nigga, to play shuffleboard, nigga. And y'all, nigga, you know how the old folks get in their wheelchair and have a race. You know, racing down the hallway in wheelchairs. Go sit your ass down somewhere because you don't know what you're talking about. Straight up, you don't know what you're talking. This is new day and age. And we trying to get global supremacy. You see what I'm saying? We trying to get global supremacy. And so what we're doing is what we are providing information to wherever our brothers and sisters at that can empower them right where they at. Is sharing information, sharing technology, sharing communal-based information that can uplift our brothers and sisters wherever they at. And we reach our hands across the waters all over the world and unite that way, being sovereign in any land that we in and gaining superiority and supremacy in those lands. And by doing that, we can again arise a global African supremacy on this planet, a black supremacy, which is going to bring a global security. We cannot have, if we don't have a global security, then we have no security. We cannot be hiding in no one landmass. We have to have a global security to truly have a black security on this planet. It cannot be partial. It cannot be partial with these kind of wolves that's willing to cut up the nation's brain division amongst the nation and then attack them one by one and bleed them and shit till they dead and shit. That's what they've been doing. And so we can't be no fool, you understand? And again, I must say it again, it does not require you to give up your sovereignty. You must keep your sovereignty. Pan-Africanism actually encourages the brothers and sisters wherever they at to keep their sovereignty. Let me look this shit up for you. What does pan mean? Let's look it up. Matter of fact, okay, here we go. Pan-European. What does it mean? Relating to or involving all or most of the countries of Europe. It can refer to a political ideology advocating for European unity, like the European Union, or simply describe something that covers or spans the continent. The term uses the prefix pan, meaning all. You see what I'm saying? So when it says all, it does not necessarily mean because America and Canada and again Australia and New Zealand, those are also involved in pan-Europeanism. When Europe go to war, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and the United States is gonna ride with Europe. Okay, that's just how that go. And because you got, and Britain was very crafty in doing that. You got Australia and New Zealand on the far east, and then you got Canada and America far west. You got motherfuckers down there in the islands. It is under the yoke of Europe. Gonna ride when that enroll. When they went to war, a lot of them niggas that's involved, that is part of those commonwealths down there in the islands, they ass went to war with them too. So you niggas can fight and for pan-Europeanism, and y'all can fight for that. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't got no problem. Y'all go right on over there and fight every goddamn war with that Caucasian. But then when it come time for Pan-Africanism or Pan-Blackism, I don't give a goddamn how you deal with it. Some of you niggas can't deal with Africa. That, you know, it don't make no difference. How we all get black? We still got we got to deal with how you get black. We all got black differently. Did we all get black? We could be black. We could be black, but how did we get black? Did we all get black from a different source? You see what I'm saying? Did we all get black from a different source? How did we get like that? A lot of us got woolly hair. How did we get the woolly hair? You see what I'm saying? Did all Europeans got straight hair one way or another? Is the fact that the one in Australia got straight hair different from the reason why the one in America got straight hair? Is they all got straight hair from a different source? Well, we got to make this shit, at some point in time, we got to make this shit make sense. You see what I'm saying? If a tulip growing goddamn Australia and that same tulip growing goddamn United States, is it something different? I mean, a tulip is a motherfucking tulip. If you're black, you're black. I mean, that's a common unity. So, I mean, is the blackness is different? Is there's a difference in the blacknesses and shit? I need to know this. We look for so many divisions that we can't get no unity to do a motherfucking thing. Real fucking talk. We can't get no motherfucking unity to do a motherfucking thing because niggas are always in a state of division. So again, when it come time, you gonna need a motherfucker ally. outside of your, I mean, let's think of global nationalism. I'm talking nationalism today. What nation you know that don't got an ally outside of its own nation? I'm waiting on you motherfuckers. We got to talk big nigga talk out here today. Name me one nation on the planet today that don't have an ally outside of its own nation. So, I mean, even in that, where you gonna get an ally from? You mean to tell me you gonna have no allies in a world full of motherfucking nations with allies ready to jump on your bitch ass? And you ain't gonna have nobody from the outside that can come to your aid? You don't got no friends. You ain't got no family outside of your own nation. Nigga, you looking to be exterminated. That's what you looking. I don't know no nation today that ain't got an ally outside of its own. So see, this is what the Pan-Africanism is. You know, and they lying to you because now we're showing that you can literally be both, that you could be FBA and Pan-African. You see, have all the rights of your sovereignty here and uniting with other indigenous black communities all around the world to unify and form a black supremacy on this planet that's going to bring security for everybody wherever we at. That's the only way it can happen. I'm sorry to tell you that these niggas out here do not know what the fuck they talking about. They do not at all. You see what I'm saying? And it's going to be where they're going to have to wake the fuck up and come to realize that, okay? Now, when you come and tell me what allies you intend on having, you ain't gonna have no white ones. I can tell you that. So what allies do you intend to have on your side? And if you tell me none, you ain't gonna be here long. Cause it ain't hard for a group of motherfuckers to jump on a nigga and take their shit. How many niggas you see get bum rush? One nigga and 20 niggas jump on their ass. What you gonna do, nigga? Nothing. You gonna get your shit took and you might get your life took. But you ain't gonna win. I can tell you that. And if you stay out there, and I seen niggas keep robbing the same niggas, jump on the same nigga, ain't gonna learn. Just gonna stay out there on his own until you either ally with some niggas or put something on him. You understand what I'm saying? To keep a nigga off. So you gonna have to arm up, nigga, or you gonna have to ally with some other family to help protect you, or you gonna have to do both. But you're not gonna be no Lone Ranger out here, nigga. You're not gonna be no Lone Ranger. So I had to go on and run that down on y'all. Motherfuckers say, Seti, nigga, you just caused me to do what I do best. You niggas can't fuck with me. And I'm gonna keep telling y'all that. So you understand, nigga. I stay on you niggas till you can't breathe, because you don't know what you're talking about. Y'all niggas is in shadow. Y'all niggas can't come out the deep where the sharks be at, nigga, where the orcas. Nigga, I'm an orca. You don't come out here where I'm at, nigga, because you know what I'll do to you. You feel me? So you keep trying, but it ain't gonna be long. You understand? Your numbers gonna dwindle, your support gonna dwindle, because the people gonna come to realize the obvious choice. The obvious choice. You see what I'm saying? The obvious motherfucker. Be courageous today, family. Don't fall back. Don't, be courageous. Right when you about to be victorious, it might be darkest. You see what I'm saying? It might be darkest. Right when you understand you about to be and you throw in the towel right when victory is, you could reach out and grab the victory. You see what I'm saying? Don't fall back. Don't make decisions in fear. Don't make decisions in miseducation. Take time to think about it. Don't just listen to what I'm saying. You ain't got to make a decision tonight. You sit on your decision. Sit on your decision. Don't make it. And think about it and listen and listen again and again and again. And I believe in the end that the reality will settle in. Your consciousness, your true consciousness will rise up, and you will see. You see, if you feel what I'm saying, that the obvious choice is a global choice. without giving up your nationalistic sovereignty, but a global supremacy that can secure the livelihood and the security of all black people on the planet. Think about it, family. Get over there to my Patreon. You know what it is. General Seti King, Seti.com. Get over there, family. I got some powerful and amazing products for you. Support. Make sure you get a video a thumbs up, like it because you love it. You see what I'm saying? And most definitely, I'll see you real soon. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom. Black power.